Hey, 7th grade. Welcome to probably the weirdest week that we've had in a long time. I know this week is so strange because we're still in the hybrid model. So we're in school some days, we're out of school other days. The buses kind of shut down for a week due to COVID. And so I know some people can make it to school, some people can't. So it's just a strange week. So I wanted to make a video kind of explaining what we're doing for the whole week. That way, if you have any questions, you can check out this video, and then if you still have questions, you can always email me to help, and I can help you out, okay? So the first thing I wanted to remind you of is today I did start grading your Olympic Committee appeals. They look kind of like this, okay? And that's where you're choosing the 4 issues that you want to talk about to the Ancient Greek Olympic Committee, and you're trying to persuade them to change what they're doing. The second thing was the Ancient Greek Mythology Yearbook. It looks kind of like this. Okay, and it's got all of the boxes for the yearbook pages for your ancient Greek gods and goddesses and heroes and creatures. Both those assignments were on last week's assignments page, so week 7. So feel free to check those out. Get those to me as soon as possible because I'm grading them today. Now on to this week's work, because that's what you're really here for, is what the heck are we doing this week? Well, if you go to the world history page, you go to the big blue button, and you go down to week 8. Week 8. The first announcement we have is I know I sent an email out saying we're going to try Canvas conferences. Not doing that. We're going back to Zoom. There was too many issues with what we were trying to do on Canvas conferences, so we're going back to Zoom because we know that works. But if you're like, hey, Mr. Donald, what are we up to this week? What are we doing? Well, if you go to the assignments page for week 8, you check this out. There are actually 3 options. Now, there are 3 options. You only have to do 1 this week. The first options, we've been talking a lot about ancient Greek mythology. Now, there are lots of movies out there about ancient Greek mythology. One of the most maybe popular ones is Disney's Hercules. Okay, 1997, 1998, Disney released a movie about Hercules. Now, it features a lot of gods and goddesses, creatures, heroes from the stories of ancient Greece. What we're trying to figure out is, hey, is this this movie, is it accurate? Is there any kind of educational value? Should we watch it in school? And what is Disney's job? What are they supposed to do? So if you click on this, Disney's Hercules Film Critique, if you want a bigger version of it, just click on this right here, and it'll pop up in Google Docs. Basically what the intention is that we're going to watch the movie together. Now, here's where the issue starts. I am not legally allowed to play the movie over Canvas conferences, over Zoom, over Google Meets, over Microsoft Teams, none of that stuff. Okay, I'm just legally not allowed to do it. Okay, and I'm not trying to go to prison for a lesson plan. Okay, or pay $250,000 FBI fine, copyright fines. So here's option number 1. If you have the movie at home, or if you have Disney Plus or some other streaming service where you can watch Disney's Hercules, watch the movie, and then you're going to do a little analysis. So the first thing you're going to do, maybe the first time when you're watching the movie, the first day, you start writing down the characters in the film. All the characters you see, write them down. The second thing, any important things that happen in the movie, anything that happens in the plot, write it down. Third thing, any facts or details or anything they give you about ancient Greece or mythology, put those in that column. That's probably a good start for the first day. Just add a bunch of notes to these 3 columns. The second day, keep watching the movie, and while you're watching the movie, start researching. Pick 5 characters that you like. Figure out, hey, are they from real Greek myths? Or did Disney just kind of make them up? And in the myths, do the myths match what Disney said in the movie? Yes or no? Put that in this column. Then pick 5 things that happened in the movie. Write them here. And then figure out, hey, did they happen in the Greek stories? Or is this something new that Disney's creating? Same thing for the details about ancient Greece. Now, on the third day, this is probably where we're headed, like Thursday, Friday-ish. We've got some discussion questions to ask ourselves. The first one is, if you were a teacher, would you show this film to your class? Why or why not? Does it have any educational value? Can we learn from it? The second question is, well, what is Disney's job? Is their job to report history? Is their job to teach us? Or are they here to entertain and make money and that kind of thing? So here's where we'll discuss that. Does Disney have any responsibility for things they get right or things they get wrong? And if people are concerned about whether Disney is accurate or not, what should they do? Okay, so that's maybe the final thing. Now, folks, that's if you can watch the movie at home. So you have the movie or you have it streaming somewhere, okay, on a streaming service like Disney Plus or something like that. If you're like Mr. Hildebrand, I don't have the movie, don't worry, okay? Don't worry. There is a second option. So if we go back to the assignments page, it's going to take mine a second to load here. All right, I went too far. That's okay. I go to course modules, I go to week 8, and I go to assignments. That brings us to our second option. That is option number 2. If you're like, hey, I still want to talk about Hercules, and I like those questions, that's interesting, but I just don't have the movie, check this out. Here's a YouTube clip of the trailer so you can get a general gist for what's it about. Then there are 3 articles. Article number 1, article number 2, article number 3. Open the 3 articles, read them. They are a discussion about what Disney got right in the movie and what Disney got wrong in the movie. So read those articles, that'll help you out, and then go and click on the film critique. It's the same one we clicked on up here, so it's the same questions you just saw. And answer those questions, right? Fill in the charts, answer the questions just using the articles instead of the movie. So that's another option. If you're like Mr. Hildebrand, I can't watch the movie because I don't have it, I can't stream it anywhere, and if I can't watch the movie, I don't really want to answer and talk about the movie, I'd rather do something different. Here's option number 3. And this is a great option for people who love to draw and create and design. It's called Create Your Own Greek City. So if you click on this, we learned about ancient Greek cities. We learned about the different parts, the agora, the temple, the Acropolis, that they're in the mountains. Some of them are close to water. They all have patron gods and goddesses that they worship. And they all have names, obviously, Athens, Sparta, Thebes, Argos. So if you click on this, it has the direction sheet. If you want a bigger copy, just click on this blue title again. It'll give you the bigger copy. And basically, it explains a little bit about ancient Greek cities, how they were set up. And then it gives a checklist of things that your city needs to have. Now, I did sketch an example. So this is the city that I created, Petropolis. Patron god is Poseidon. I included like a temple, an agora, a government building, a water source, place to live, to farm. Mine's near the ocean, in between the ocean and the mountains. Okay. Now, you can draw this, and just a reminder, here are all of the requirements, all things you need to have. You can draw this on a piece of paper and send me a picture of it. You can draw it on a piece of paper and bring it into school, right, if you're in a hybrid program. So either way is fine. Just make sure you have everything you need on here. So just a reminder, for this week, okay, if you go to the modules page and go to week 8, go to assignments, there are 3 options. You only need to do 1, and you'll have the entire week to do it. The first one is watch Disney's Hercules if you have it or have access to it, and answer the questions in the film critique. The second option is if you don't have the movie but you still want to critique the film and answer those questions and talk about Hercules, read these 3 articles and answer the questions in the film critique. And then if you're like Mr. Hildebrand, I just want to do something totally different. I want to draw, I want to design, I want to create, I don't want to talk about Hercules or watch the movie. Click on the Create Your Own Greek City. Okay, and draw that, send it to me, or bring it in. All right? So those are your 3 options. You just got to do 1. You have all week to do it. Do log on to the Zoom lessons, though. The Zoom lessons, I'll be showing examples. I'll be answering questions. I'll be giving you tips and suggestions. Okay? So do log on to the Zoom so I can help you out with stuff, just like normal times. All right? If you have questions or need help, just send me an email. I'd love to help you out. All right, folks. Stay safe out there. See you next week.